Alrighty, so it's about the end of the first 24 hours-ish of the jam, and I feel like me and my team are in a pretty good spot right now. Like we have, so if I start the game, we have like a little movement system. You know, you can move around, you can pull this, but really what you're supposed to do is just push. And then I can teleport anything on the teleporters. And then it's a little thing when you um, run out of moves is you explode. Isn't that fun? So, yeah. I so far I pretty much did like the player movement. I did the player pulling and pushing. I did the teleportation, and then some of the other dudes they got the if I press one, they got like a notebook thing, which is I guess I'll just explain later. So we have a notebook. We have that over there. Probably change how that looks around there. And then someone made the grass texture. So, yeah. It's I'm pretty yeah. Just I think it'll go, you know. I think this is going pretty well. Uh, and yeah, that's it for now. Alrighty. So it's about the end of day two, and I'm at somewhat of an interesting spot. So right now, one of my teammates randomly popped in a tree here. We have this block that we can push around. Uh, let's see. I can pick up this thing. I can put it down somewhere. I can teleport that. And then I can put it into here. You know, pretty neat and all. We also happen to have the wind condition. Some sounds and music, but for whatever reason, apparently this is like straight up just a glitch. But this number spazzes out whenever you finish, which I thought was interesting. So I guess that's something to figure out. We also happen to have the wind condition figured out. So beyond models and such, that should we don't really have that much more that we need to do in the game and should be able to focus on level design. Alright, so it's about the end of the third day. Started off a bit slow because we had to wait on some people to send the packages that, and I guess it wasn't sent properly before they went to bed. It was only sent to one person on an email since they were getting too big, and then uh, when they replied back to it, it didn't automatically forward to everyone, so I was stuck doing nothing for a while, but we got pretty much all the mechanics built in. I think we're gonna, I don't know if we already did it in the other package. I didn't update recently, but we probably got a new texture for the door, I think, among some other stuff. There's some puzzles I'm missing and all that whatnot, but right now, this is how the game looks like. Kind of giving away some of the stuff, but uh, you know, can this puzzle and like the idea. So each of these signs is going to tell you like, oh hey, here's a game mechanic you can use. The teleport button doesn't seem to be doing anything as I'm spamming it right now. You can't really tell, I guess, but it once you go back in here and then use it properly, you can you can see this. Right, we can get this, we now know we can get this gold cube. Now I died. So that tells me, hey, so that tells me like, hey, I can get this. I can teleport over here. And I'll look at this. Here's a bunch of boxes. So we have a grabbing, which technically isn't shown here. But doot, teleport, put all that here, read this. And then, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to lock out those Discord messages probably. But, here we are. We can unlock this door. So pretty neat. And one thing I noticed through playtesting, even me naturally, I just don't go through this section. So, like, first, which is probably not a good thing, because this is where the basic stuff is taught to you. Like, when the number gets to 0, you reset to the start. Like, you've clearly seen that a few times. Arrow keys to rotate the camera. Like, you typically don't see this area unless you do rotate the camera. That's back to the beginning. And if my brother actually showed, there's another way to get here. Walking into the boxes, push and pull them. I mean, you'd have to go here to learn pulling, but you wouldn't really, like, pushing is kind of intuitive. Like, that's how my brother found this sign, by pushing this box, which kind of renders this useless. But otherwise, this is, apart from like the level design and such, and maps and all that whatnot, it's been going pretty swimmingly. Hopefully tomorrow we can just focus on level design, and we can, yeah, hopefully, level design, a bit of polish on the last day, and we should be good to go. Alright, so it's about the start of the 4th day for me. Like, I mean, technically, it's still part of the 3rd day, third set of 24 hours, but anyhow. So, I've been looking around asking some people for help making puzzles, because I don't think me and my team are the best at that, but I just got off a call with a friend, and I'll realize that after talking with him, he made me realize that we can stack items on top of crates. There's a specific thing that makes it so that way you can't stack crates on top of crates, ironically due to the way that they work, but I think it's pretty neat that we're able to get that. We have like a new mechanic to work with. So, yeah. This is just like a little thing that I made, so that way I'm able to test level ideas without messing with the main one. But yeah, I think with this new thing in mind, I think we're up for making a pretty strong mechanic, pretty strong game. Okay, so it's pretty late at night, but I just wanted to make this in today, you know? So pretty much, we kind of finished the jam like about a day early, you know, which I find, pretty surreal. I feel like this is like the most polished game jam game I've, ever made. I'm pretty proud of where it is. I was earlier today, because, it's not the next day until I go to bed. We were trying to, I was really adamant about like, hey, let's get more puzzles and stuff. Let's add more to this game. But then, we had a few testers on, and then I realized at least like the last puzzle is like pretty difficult. So, like we were watching someone play just earlier today, and they took like 30 minutes to do so. So I guess we ended up just deciding to wrap it up and, call it done. We decorated the whole map and everything. It looks so much better than it did before. Also, secret hidden flying cube, and yeah. I don't really want to show too much gameplay right now because I don't want to spoil anything in case you do happen to want to try out the game, namely the puzzle over here. But yeah, so it's been pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of myself and my team for being able to pull this off so quickly. Like I know we have like a pretty big issue where if you do a certain action really quickly, it does cause the game to break a little bit, but the fix would take a while, and there's a good chance it'll break my code trying to do it. So, I just wanted to take a break, actually call this thing finished. But, we found a water effect in the Unity asset store, just popped it in. It works really nice, really. Just tweaked it a little bit, changed the colors and such. Changed how it appears on here. But, yeah. I'm excited to see how the GMTK ratings go, and fingers crossed, hopefully I get somewhere up there, you know. So yeah, guess we'll see how it goes then. Okay, so the jam's been over for quite some time now. Um, you know, it's pretty surreal seeing a game jam game so polished. We were given 4 days, managed to finish it early. Feels so surreal how complete this is. Eh, so once again, fingers crossed. Hopefully, I make it into the top 20 video. But the speed at which I was getting all this done makes me like the fact that we got this done early makes me feel a lot less guilty about the all the zoning out and the time I supposedly wasted. It seems a bunch of people on here really liked the game. And yeah, thankfully, some of these people found it pretty difficult. So, good amount of puzzles. I think good difficulty to some degree. Get to give real good struggle to the people who are better at puzzle games. But it's awesome seeing people enjoy it so much. I haven't taken a look there before. Uh, I've taken the time to go through a bunch of different games. I personally feel bad about giving really bad ratings. It's like if a game doesn't work or something, or I, don't like it too much. Like pretty much if I were to give it 1 star on something, I would typically just not rate it at all. So all these are pretty good. This stop scrolling one was pretty silly. There's another one. This Genki Girls Go. That one was a hilarious satire on gotcha games, doing the gotcha dailies. This one was really short. Wasn't too much of a game, but it was, the art was really good on there. And this one's like was a downloaded game that I guess you're like speedrunning and trying to beat yourself while augmenting yourself with abilities and debuffs, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'd say probably my favorite of these games were like this one was pretty neat. It's a very simple arcade game. I wasn't actually planning on mentioning this one, but definitely belongs on my list. This MIDI Madness was like definitely one of the more unique ideas. It's too bad there's only one level, but you go around, you hit the note, you jump into the notes to turn them on, and then your goal is to avoid the giant death laser that plays the notes, and then, um, you know, go around the level. And yeah, probably my favorite game that I've played so far was this one. Had It was like the idea of like using your past selves to work together and work and like get the thing working, but it was it felt like very clean, very smooth, and I feel like it was probably one of the best executions of this idea. Like you can even like use your dead clones as a means of getting up to higher places, which was pretty, which was an interesting idea they had. Also, the art on it was just, it was just really cute. I love the how it looks. I feel like out of all these ones, this is the one that I would definitely this one I would definitely circle back to. It's definitely my favorite here. The Metal Man 3, unfortunately I wasn't downloading too many games, and this one was pretty laggy on the web. That was pretty cool. It's like you speedrunning trying to get out of a volcano. Whenever you punch the enemies, they you kind of get like a extra dash in the air, so there's some interesting stuff to go around there. But yeah. Oh yeah, Recursion. Not necessarily one of my favorites, but it was really neat seeing this one. So and the metallic refrain was basically like my game, except you actually gain abilities, not just knowledge, and it's a platformer rather than a puzzle game. If I can glaze a couple of these other ones, this one was a little, just a tiny bit jank, but you fly around, you kind of like spin around, you fly off the planets, and then you try to land on enemies and like hit them really hard. And this one was like one of the first of the jam submissions that I played, but it's like kind of like a puzzle um game mixed with like one of those like cannon things of like you're trying to shoot it at the right angle to make the thing orbit the planet. Has it had really good art on it, and yeah. I'm speaking really off the cuff, so I guess a bit of stuttering here and there, but overall, they're I really enjoyed being in here. Oh, the loop gun. This one was pretty cool. This is a very short roguelike. I just read it off there. Very short roguelike. You can easily get really broken powers. I mean, I didn't see the looping. It the looping didn't feel like it had too much of an effect on it, but it was still a blast to play. And this Derek can't remember was pretty interesting. Like it was only like 3 or 4 levels, but you would go through the level and then you'd have to go back through it without um being able to see anything, basically. So yeah. And of course I have to give a shout out to my friend Block's game called Not. I couldn't really figure it out too well, but it was pretty cool. And the Arcana loop was probably the best of like the drawing loops games that I've seen. So, yeah. I I've I was always tinkered with the thought in my head of what if I just got out the drawing tablet and just popped it in there, see what it would have done to them, but I stuck with keyboard and mouse for the entirety of the stuff. So, yeah, that's been my experience. I may or may not play some of the play more games. I might go back onto other projects, but it's been awesome being a part of this. And I kind of love how, like, when you play other people's games, it kind of advertises your own. Because, like, as you can see over here, you can see, like, this person submitted this game, this person submitted that game. So, a lot of those games, or like, not a lot, but a good couple of them are ones that I got from there. Like, you can see RGB Agents, Dodged, Echo, I couldn't figure out, but some people, had it. Again, so, one of the ones I didn't um, vote on despite playing it. But yeah, it was awesome being a part of this, and I just gotta hope I win. And even if not, it's a great portfolio piece. It's still awesome that I made this regardless of how well this does. So, yeah. By the way, if anyone knows how many ratings is typical for the first day, I'm pretty curious. Like, what would be a high number? Is 26 good? I'm just genuinely curious. Anyways, that's probably all that I'll say. If I guess this is for a YouTube video, so thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Apparently saying that makes you more likely to do so. So please do it. Anyways, um, yeah, this is awesome, and I guess I'll be moving on to some other stuff now.